Welcome to the Jabrilla YouTube channel. This is the video that a lot of you have been waiting for. Jabril, when are you going to talk about your New York Knicks? 37-45. When are you going to talk about your New York Knicks? I was very quiet the whole season. Mostly because I was very disappointed. But here's the video. I got a couple videos about the Knicks, but let's get cracking on it. Knicks 37-45. I'm looking at a record, and I knew that we were not that good of a team. I didn't know the record per se until now. But the Knicks are we're in no man's land. We're in no man's land for now. Could change. But we weren't good enough to make the playoffs this year. But we weren't good enough to make the playoffs this year. But we weren't bad enough to potentially get a number one pick. I looked at the record. We were only 2 games. We only won two more games than the Washington Wizards. And the Wizards are trash. 35-47, they had no Bradley Beal. And we had 2 more wins than the New York Knicks. I think we were a one-season wonder. Last year was a magical season. We had all the pieces together, but you have to keep in mind, Toronto was playing in Tampa. So they had no home games, no fans coming to their games. Chicago didn't have all those pieces. Cleveland wasn't a valid potential playoff team. They weren't a valid team. And I think Charlotte was still in the play-in. They were in the same spot last year. But you can see there's a gradual improvement in the roster. But this year was not a good season. RJ Barrett, I did like his development. But we're stuck, man. We gave Julius Randle the max. He's supposed to be our best player, and our best player led us to a 37-45 record. That's significantly worse than the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's significantly worse than the Charlotte Hornets. The Cleveland Cavaliers' best player is Darius Garland. And he led them to a better record than Julius Randle. So if you're the Knicks, in my opinion, you want to... RJ Barrett's our face. He's the face of the franchise. And I would try to ship Julius Randle. I don't think the market is that strong for him. Maybe Dallas would be interested in a Julius Randle, and then we get like a Jalen Brunson and like in a first-round pick swap, because I think Julius Randle would work very well with Luka Doncic. And we do need a point guard. Even though Jalen Brunson he's not an all-star level. He's not De'Aaron Fox. He's not a guy who is going to be, a top point guard in the league. You never know. But the point is, we just need a point guard, a guy who can create offense. That was our weakness this season. That was a weakness this season. We had no tempo setter. We had no point guard. Kemba did not fit the system. I thought Kemba Walker was the worst signing we made. That was one of the signings when I looked at Leon Rose and I was like, dude, what? Like, that's not a Tibbs player. Don't sign a guy because he's from New York. Kemba cannot play a lick of defense. Kemba's a good player, but he cannot play a lick of defense. So how is he going to play in Tibbs' system? So I did not like that signing. That was a classic Knicks signing where it was like, we just want to put people in the seats. We want to sell tickets. We want headlines. Excuse me. So I did not like that seat. I did not like that signing. Evan Fournier is okay. He still doesn't play that great of defense either, but he's a shooter. Shooters are at a premium in this league. But I'm looking at the record. You got Wizards ranked below us, 35 and 47. Wizards had no chance of making the playoffs, and they only won two, and we only won two more games over them. That's not a good sign, man. That's not a good sign. So this offseason, everyone's talking about Donovan Mitchell. Well, if I'm Utah and there's an idea of trading Donovan Mitchell, right? My thing to fellow Knicks fans, why in the world would they trade Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks and not get RJ Barrett back? You know, like why would they not get RJ Barrett back? You think the Jazz would take Julius Randle for Donovan Mitchell and we gave him a first round pick? So you think they would rather go with a front court of Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert and you give him Jericho Sims or whatever the hell his name is, or who's the dude from Houston? Is that Jericho Sims? I forgot some of these rookies, man. Deuce McBride. Is it Deuce McBride? I don't even know. So we give him a couple of our young gunners. I don't know if I'm Utah if I make that trade. I don't know if I make that trade. To me, if I'm trading, if Donovan Mitchell does get traded, right? If he does get traded, I could potentially see, say for example, Boston gets eliminated by Milwaukee. I could see a Jaylen Brown for Donovan Mitchell type of trade. I could see Miami if they fail to get to the finals, which I think they will. I could see them potentially maybe giving up Tyler Hero for Donovan Mitchell. And the Tyler Hero on the picks. But, I'm kind of bad with those trades because, I got to really sit down and look at the value of players. But for the next, obviously, we should be active and seeing what's up with Donovan Mitchell. But we really do need a point guard. I don't even think Mitchell's a point guard. Mitchell's a shooting guard. He's a shooting guard. He's this generation's Dwayne Wade. But we should, we got to look around. Maybe Malcolm Brogdon from the Pacers. He's not a sexy pick, but he's somebody. I'm looking around. We could go for a. There's not much point guards on the market though. There's not much point guards on the market. I'm looking. Let's see. Maybe we bring John Wall. Maybe John Wall. Listen, hear me out. John Wall, I believe, is going to be a free agent this offseason. John Wall, sign him for the cheap because he has something to prove. He does play defense. He still can play. I think a John Wall to the Knicks would not be the worst idea. I know John Wall's all tatted up and he looks weird and he looks like he's out of it. But I wouldn't mind a John Wall. I don't think Portland's going to trade Dame Lillard. I'm looking. I would love De'Aaron Fox, but the Kings are not going to trade him. They just got some bonus. So you're really looking at it. I don't think the Spurs are going to trade Dejounte Murray. So we're going to have to look to draft a point guard. But that's our biggest weakness. The reason why we were 37 and 45 is because we didn't have a point guard. So that's one of the things we have to look into. But you guys asked me about my opinion on the Knicks, and it's quite simple. It's a disappointing season. Very disappointing season. However, RJ Barrett, there was a couple bright spots. RJ Barrett looks good. We have to re-sign Mitchell Robinson. Don't you even get cute and try to, play with the money. Re-sign Mitchell Robinson. I like Mitchell Robinson. He's a great rim protector. He's getting better and better. Yes, his game may not be sexy, but we got to re-sign Mitch. RJ, obviously, I keep talking about RJ because RJ is the face of the franchise. I'm a big believer in RJ. I think he's going to be an all star next year. I thought it was going to be this year, but I think he's going to be next year. I like RJ. I don't mind keeping Julius Randle. I mean, Julius Randle, I don't hate Julius Randle that much. What I think the Knicks should really do is sign John Wall. And I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes, but I would go for John Wall because he's a defensive point guard. Yes, he does. He's not a great shooter, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for a man who could, you know, dish off the ball, give RJ the ball in the spots, play defense. I think John Wall will be a great fit. We're not gonna find a superstar. I don't think we're getting Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell's a pipe dream. I think Donovan Mitchell's like you go to sleep, you wake up, and you got cream all over yourself because there's no way. I just don't see an avenue for us to get Donovan Mitchell. I think that's a pipe dream. That's like Zion to the Knicks. That's a pipe dream. But if you're a Knicks, yeah, if you're a Knicks fan like myself, if you love the Knicks, which I do, I look at it like this: we get to the draft lottery in a couple weeks. Can't wait for that. And we see what we get. We're gonna target a point guard, but ultimately our goal should be signing John Wall. And the only way we're going to be special is if R.J. Barrett is special because I think Julius Randle's hit his peak. I think Julius Randle actually last year is as good as we're gonna get with Julius Randle. Like that's as good as Julius Randle will be. I don't think he's ever gonna be better than that. Julius Randle's like a talented three on a championship team. When I mean three, he's your tertiary piece. He's your third piece to a championship team. And he's a second piece to a potential to a playoff team. But he can't be your leader. So I don't mind keeping Julius Randle, but he can't be the guy moving forward. He can't be the face of the franchise. Because he's too moody as well. Too many times in this season, I've seen Julius Randle kind of moan and groan to the refs, moan and groan about the ball, how he didn't get the ball. It's too moody. R.J. Barrett, he's set straight. He's straightforward. So we have to build with R.J. Barrett. And the only way we're going to be an upper echelon team, because I remember my last video, cultures win in the East. We got a good culture. Leon Rose is building a good culture. I like Coach Tibbs. I know a lot of Knicks fans want Tibbs fired. I think that's irresponsible. You don't want to fire a guy after one bad season. I like Tibbs. We got a good culture. We got guys who work hard, play defense. I love watching this team. But if we're going to make that leap to a playoff team, a perennial playoff team, because it's got to be baby steps. R.J. Barrett got to pop. R.J. Barrett got to be special. I'm not talking about this year. I'm not talking about, quote unquote, being special this year where he can, he'll have a good streak of games and he's shown potential. I'm talking about he's got to be Devin Booker. He's got to be 25 points a game, one of the best players in the league, one of the best shooting guards. Like, that's R.J. Barrett. That's what R.J. Barrett got to be. That's what he has to be. Like, there's no doubt about it at all. But R.J. Barrett, if we're going to take that next step, we're taking that next step into a perennial playoff team, R.J. Barrett has to pop. He has to pop. He has to be special. He has to turn into a generational player because all the pieces are lined up. Mitchell Robinson is not going to be – I think Mitchell Robinson is a Gobert type of big, defensively great. I think he's a little bit better offensively than Gobert. A little bit, potentially. I think he can shoot better. But you're not going to get, Shaquille O'Neal or Hakeem with Mitchell Robinson. You're not. Rudy Gobert is the best we could get with Mitchell. Julius Randle, I don't mind him on the team, but he just got to stop taking all those damn stupid shots. He's very clumsy, too. I like Randle, but he's very clumsy. If we can sign John Wall, keep all pieces together, keep Rose, Barrett at the two. We could draft a point guard too. And then at the three, 40, but I don't really like 40 starting. He's a bench player to me. But we could go up there and sign a solid three who could play defense. And I believe we also have Kemba too, who we can trade, which is a blessing. And that's what we should be doing too. I forgot about Kemba. Talked about Kemba earlier on in the episode in the video, and I totally forgot about that dude. If we could trade Kemba and get a wing to pair up with RJ. Cam Reddish is nice. Cam Reddish is, you got some talent on him, but he's not a starter at this level. But we need, if we can flip Kemba for, I think the best we could do is a couple role players. Like, you look at a team who's desperate for a point guard, right? Or a scorer. Like maybe Dallas, because Dallas needs another scorer with Luka. I'm also looking around. Maybe New Orleans wants Kemba. Also, maybe the Clippers want Kemba. The Clippers would be a good fit for Kemba. You got maybe they give us like a I don't know what win the Clippers could give us. I don't know, but I'm looking around. I would like Harrison Barnes in New York. I would actually like that. So if we can, but the Kings already have a point guard, and the Lakers are a mess. I don't want Russell. The Spurs, nah, he's not a Spurs player. Timberwolves, they already set with point guard. I don't think the Nuggets really want Kemba. Could be a good fit, but I don't think we get Michael Porter Jr. In return. Like hell no. But honestly, that's if we could flip Kemba for a nice wing. I think we do well. I think we would do well. But 37-45 is not a good record. But again, we can make all the trades we want. You can talk about how we could get Donovan Mitchell and Zion miraculously comes here, and we could talk about how we can be active, try to poach a superstar away. Dude, you're basically telling me that we need to compensate for RJ Barrett not being what we thought he should be. Think about this. We've seen John Morant in the same class pop. He's one of the best players in the league. Arguably the best point guard in the league. We've seen Zion Williamson, when healthy for a season, pop. When is RJ Barrett going to pop? This is RJ Barrett's franchise. This is his team. And if he's not ever going to be on that level of Zion and Ja, then we're never going to be a perennial team, an upper echelon team. But next year, it's all on RJ Barrett. So that's my thoughts. Again, for the Knicks, we just got to cool down into the lottery. Hopefully we get lucky. I think Apollo Banchero will look good in the orange and blue. Don't even threaten me with a good time. Apollo Banchero would be amazing for us. Amazing for us. But that's a pipe dream, obviously. That's a pipe dream, obviously. But you never know, man. You never know. Like I look at our team, 11 in the East. I don't know. Let's see. You got Rockets. Okay, so we would be. Oh my goodness. So I'm looking at it right now, right, in real time. Wow, we had a better record than the Lakers. Okay, so 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we would at least have like the 10th pick. The chances of us getting top 3 are very, very low. Are very, very low. But you never know. Lottery's coming up. But listen, if we're going to be an upper echelon team, we're going to be a playoff team, it's on RJ Barrett. Well, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for your support. I'll see you soon.